speaking of which, I had a surprise in the title of this video. So I wanted to show you something. That's before we get into the actual learning in this stream, because I am cooking something, not literally, but you know. Then this is probably going to be an upcoming video that I haven't started scripting yet, but I will have to start and also have to film in the near future. I might have mentioned this, but I am actually putting this into action. So I mentioned a while ago that I am considering learning Portuguese, mainly because I'm going to Portugal in half a month's time. Oh shit. In half a month's time. I am not ready for this. I have 2 months to get that done. And also, I mean, it sounds good. I like European Portuguese. It sounds really nice. It doesn't have too many vowels. It's got all the tsh. I love the tsh. And so I was like, so how should I learn it? Because if I learn from scratch, it's kind of a waste of time, especially if I get like a textbook for English speakers. It goes through all the stuff that I know already. And I also have a lot of strengths other than knowing French and a little bit of Spanish and Italian. I know how languages work. I know phonetics and phonology. So I had a brilliant idea, because there's not many people watching this, so it will still be new to the viewers when I make this video and talk about this in detail. So I made my own materials using ChatGPT, and bam. So I was like, can you make me a short reader, a short story, an interesting one, something that's like weird and wild, because that's the kind of stories that work better. And then I said, please give me the IPA, gloss every word into English / French, explain the pronunciation. And then I would start studying it. I've read through like a little bit of this so far. It's really short stories, and I'm still figuring out the workflow, like bit by bit. It's very unwieldy. Sometimes it does something insane, like just it pulls out memory from some other chat. That's an annoying thing. They're so stupid. And also the IPA is sometimes wrong. That's something I'm aware of. Like the number one thing to do when you're using AI is to be aware of how bad it is. So I'm aware of like how it's going to be wrong, but it gives me a good starting point. And then this is like, I don't know, like A2 Portuguese maybe. The sad thing is I don't have audio, but I can like plug it into like a text-to-speech engine and get some audio out of it. But I haven't really started studying quite yet. I just have the material. I have like 4 chapters so far. I can easily ask for more. So yeah, I'm not using it to replace someone's work, because nobody will really realistically make language learning materials tailored to my personal specific strengths and weaknesses. So I feel relatively okay about that. Also, I made notes. There's notes. Oh, let me try to find another chapter. Chapter 2 maybe? No. Chapter. Yeah, let me show you chapter 4. It's chapter 3. Oh, I think it's chapter 3 is in. That's why. Anyway, yeah, chapter 3 is gone. Chapter 4. So same. The let me put this in reading mode. Right. So that is the sentence, some story that I don't really understand a lot. I mean, I can probably read it and understand a lot of it. And then IPA, era uma vez o café muito pequeno, onde todas as pessoas, and so on. So IPA, gloss, this is not a perfect gloss either, because like era uma vez is not once yeah, so it was one time, so very close but not perfect. But anyway, and then I asked for like transformation drills, as in drilling how to express the same thing in different ways. No, yeah, exactly. So it asked me to change it to different person, so I can't be bothered to like actually study a conjugation table. So I just ask for drills to practice it, change the tense, and then substitution drills, as in like say different things with the same structure. This is something I learned from Glossika. I'm sure it's out there elsewhere as well, but I learned about it from Glossika back when they did the books. I had some of those books in electronic format anyway, and then in the preface it would have some tips. So Glossika is like a collection of sentences. Basically, I mean, I just realized it. This is basically tailor-made Glossika. This is Glossika. It's sentences, but with more context. Glossika doesn't have stories, but sentences with IPA explanation, and then in those books, you don't get this anymore because Glossika ditched the books and now they do like the online algorithmic thing. But back when they did the books, there's pages and pages of information to help you learn. And one of those things is they would introduce transformation drills and substitution drills so that you could do it on your own. They don't really help you do it, but they teach you how to do it. So transformation drills is when you say the same thing in different ways. So like I love playing table tennis. I enjoy playing table tennis. It is it is my greatest hobby to play table tennis or whatever. Substitution drills is like I love playing table tennis. I love eating. I love reading. You know, that kind of stuff. So you say different things with the same structure. It also says it here because I told it to. And they have vocabulary, verbs, notes, useful nouns, useful expressions. So I'm gonna make more of this and then go through it in the next 2 weeks before I go to Portugal. I actually can't speak it yet. I asked it for a story that is written around the basic introductory phrases, or like practical phrases when I go to Portugal. So I'm saying, oh, can you make a story? Weird story, wild, wacky story based on those like phrasebook phrases. And supposedly that's the one. I haven't read it yet. So we'll see. I have 2 weeks, and I've scheduled a call with my friend in Portugal to actually do a language exchange. So she has been talking about learning Cantonese for ages, and then the moment I said, oh, hey, me and my parents are coming over to Portugal, she said, oh, shit, so I've got 1 month to learn Cantonese. And I said, well, same for me to learn Portuguese. And she speaks Mandarin anyway, so it's like a little stone's throw away from some language we speak. She can learn Cantonese from Mandarin, I can learn Portuguese from French, and then we can do our language exchange as God intended. I've always wanted to do a language exchange, but I don't know enough people who want to learn Cantonese, but finally we can do that. But we have like 2 weeks left, which is not great. Anyway, so let's look at chat. Gamil, not important at all. Yes, you would want to sound perfectly native. Okay. Finally, someone who agrees with me that European Portuguese sounds nice. Yeah, obviously it sounds nice. It sounds like Russian. It's got all the consonant clusters because it just eats the vowels. I especially love it when it just goes like tsh. That's the best part of European Portuguese. So let's see if we've got examples here. I can't find one. Do you have an example, Christopher? Because that's when you have like a word a noun that ends in t, and then you make it plural or something, it becomes like tsh, tsh. Oh, perfect. It's just like Polish. I mean, most of my friends, most of my closer friends actually agree with me on that. So it seems like great minds think alike, or what's the other word? Birds of a shit. I can't English. Birds of a feather flock together. Is that the saying? Yeah, birds of a feather flock together. People who prefer European Portuguese become friends. And I have a friend who speaks a million languages fluently, and he speaks European Portuguese as well. So I asked him for suggestions or how to learn. I mean, I'm not really taking it seriously quite yet because I'm just doing it for the trip, but I thought it might be a great way to try out a new study method, new method, because everyone's yapping about AI now, and I've said a lot of like hate about the clankers. This is hate speech right now. Yeah, I've said so much about them, but I always say, you know, there's a time and a place for everything, and this I think is the right time and place. Fight me, you know, whatever. That's gonna be in my video. I'm gonna say fight me. That is part of my script now. Let me write that down as well. There is a time and a place. A fight, and this is it. Fight me.